Hello. Whether you believe in the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle or think it's just a legend, it doesn't make much difference. The fact remains that the triangle has been linked to many disappearance cases. But the Bermuda Triangle is not the only place in the world connected with mysterious events. British writer and biologist Ivan Sanderson developed a theory about 12 places around the globe, all similar to the Bermuda Triangle. He argued that the Bermuda Triangle became more famous than the others simply because of its busy location and high traffic. Yet some of the other places are said to be even more mysterious. Welcome. Before we begin, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our latest videos. The Bennington Triangle lies in the southwest of Vermont, USA, covering about 93 square kilometers. It's actually a beautiful rural area, known for its green hills, dense forests, and rugged terrain. Since the early 20th century, it has gained a reputation for mystery and strange disappearances. But the case that really put the area in the spotlight was one of the strangest of all, the disappearance of Jim Stafford. It was so bizarre that it's almost impossible to explain. After all, you can't get 14 different witnesses to all agree on one strange story by coincidence. On December 1, 1949, a group arrived at the Bennington Triangle by a small bus for an adventure. According to the 14 passengers, Jim Stafford had been asleep for most of the ride. Everything seemed normal until they arrived in Bennington and started preparing to get off. At that moment, Jim vanished completely. His belongings were left behind in his seat, but Jim himself was gone. No one has seen or heard from him since. Regardless of whether the story is true, it was the account that drew the most attention to the Bennington Triangle. Some people suggest the disappearances are explained by the geography. Rugged terrain, thick vegetation, forests everywhere, countless unmarked wells and abandoned mines, and even wild predators. These factors could easily explain why some adventurers never return. It's also possible Jim slipped out of the bus without anyone noticing. The Nevada Triangle is an enormous area in the state of Nevada, covering about 40,000 square kilometers. It's mostly mountainous but also features groves of giant sequoias, caves, and colorful rock formations that attract adventurers. Yet behind its natural beauty lies a mystery even deeper than the Bermuda Triangle. Over 2,000 disappearances have been documented there. But the area only became widely known after the legendary aviator Steve Fossett went missing. Fossett was a pilot, businessman, and adventurer, holding around 100 aviation records in planes and balloons. On September 3, 2007, he vanished while flying a light aircraft over the Nevada desert. The disappearance of such an experienced pilot, without even sending a distress call, was strange enough. Stranger still, the plane was found intact a year later. How did it land in such rugged terrain? Why did Fossett leave the plane? Why didn't he use its equipment to call for help? No one knows. The only detail that might explain the incident, while also deepening the mystery, is that the Nevada Triangle contains the world's most secretive military base, Area 51. For decades, conspiracy theories surrounded the base, and U.S. officials refused to even acknowledge its existence until December 8, 2013, when President Barack Obama confirmed it was real, calling it simply a military site for testing weapons. With Area 51 at its heart, some believe it could be the key to the Nevada Triangle mystery. The Superstition Mountains in the Arizona desert cover about 650 square kilometers. Long ago, in the days of the American West and the native tribes, the area became notorious for disappearances and unexplained deaths. It's estimated that around 600 people vanished there. So why do people even go to such a remote place? Aside from its natural beauty, the legend of a lost gold mine, reported by 19th century miner Jacob Waltz, drew treasure hunters from far and wide. Local newspapers spread the story, sparking conflicts between Native Americans and European settlers. Over time, movies and novels popularized the tale even further, luring modern adventurers to try their luck. But many of those who went searching for gold never returned. The rugged cliffs, falling rocks, and deadly heat make it easy for people to get lost or perish there. These factors offer reasonable explanations for the disappearances in the Superstition Mountains. The Space Bermuda Triangle, or the South Atlantic Anomaly, lies about 300 kilometers off the coast of Brazil. It's considered one of the most dangerous regions on Earth. Ships and planes have frequently disappeared or crashed there. Even when vessels survived, their electronics often failed. Travelers reported exposure to high radiation levels, and even satellites and the International Space Station experienced malfunctions when passing through, sometimes forcing ground control to cut their power. Many investigators blame the anomaly for the crash of Air France Flight 447 in 2009, which killed 228 people. This one actually has a scientific explanation. The Earth's magnetic field is unusually weak in this area, allowing solar radiation to penetrate more strongly. Normally, Earth's magnetic shield deflects these charged particles, but here it's too weak, which explains why electronics and equipment fail so dramatically. For centuries, the southern coast of Japan, known as the Devil's Sea, has terrified sailors and pilots alike. The waters of the Pacific Bermuda Triangle, as it's also called, show unexplained hostility to ships and planes. The most famous incident was the disappearance of the British cargo ship MV Derbyshire in 1980. Measuring 294 meters, larger than the Titanic, it vanished with its massive cargo of 160,000 tons. Conspiracy theories flourished, but the real cause of the disappearances in the Devil's Sea remains unknown. In Canada, Highway 16 in British Columbia stretches 724 kilometers, but few people call it by its number. It's infamous as the Highway of Tears. Around 1,200 people have disappeared or been murdered there, most of them women. At the start of the road, there's even a sign warning women not to travel it. Since 1989, incidents have continued, and human rights groups have urged authorities to increase security and expand mobile coverage along the route. Currently, only 250 kilometers of the 724 kilometers have signal, leaving two-thirds without coverage. Theories suggest gangs or serial killers may be responsible, but legends from indigenous people claim the road is haunted by spirits or demons obsessed with women. In the end, whether we believe the mysteries of these places are caused by natural phenomena, secret conspiracies, or even supernatural forces, one thing is certain: the world is still full of secrets we don't understand. These places spark our imagination, somewhere between science and legend. Perhaps time and science will reveal some of their truths, or maybe they'll remain unsolved forever. But what's certain is that human curiosity will never stop searching and exploring.